Hi, good morning children. Welcome back to your geography lecture. So today we are going to head towards your second last topic of your geography textbook from your syllabus, that is lesson number 9, energy resources. So I guess till now whatever we have learned, you have understood the topics, you have understood the concepts well, with all the diagrams, with all images and different tabular forms, your notes, distinguish between, give reasons, all must have may helped you out in getting the concepts clear. So we are moving to the very important topic again, like previous lesson we have here energy resources. Again this is based on something that is received to us by from the nature. So we're going to learn about it much in deep from this lesson. Okay, now before we begin, just answer me some questions that I'm going to ask you. What happens when we have nutritious food? Anyone? Those who like guess they know the answer, please come up. Just think about it. What happens when we have nutritious food? Yes, when we have nutritious food, our body gets energy, right? Hence, we are able to play, fight, chit chat, talk, go here, go there, pick up things. All these things are only possible because we get energy. Do you know what does energy mean actually? Okay, let's know it from this lesson. Now, the capacity to do work is actually called as energy. Once again, the capacity to do work is called as energy. But what happens when our body gets energy? Yes, when our body gets energy, we are able to perform various activities. And this helps us to satisfy our needs. We have to carry out different types of activities. Once we get the energy, this helps us to satisfy our needs, and hence we are able to carry out different types of activities in our day-to-day life. But for all these things, we need a lot of energy, and we obtain energy from the nature. Now, earlier, man used his own labor, that is, he used to have his own way of creative thinking and bringing up like different uses of the whatever is found in the nature, as well as he uses animals for carrying out various activities and so on. He lived gradually we have reached to this limit of life. But along with the needs of man, the energy resources that he used, their sources and the forms of energy kept on changing. Like before it was wood and other things, but nowadays it's gas, cylinders, pipelines. All these have been developed day by day, years by years. It is completely different from the old era in the new era. Now, energy resources. What do you actually mean about it? Energy resources are the one from which energy can be produced. For example, coal, mineral oil, wind, water, etc. Okay, understood till here? Yes. Like it's shown here. See, you can see the images of coal, mineral oil, wind and water. Coal, we have mostly seen it in our native places, and all people often come up. Also in the rainy season, when we like have corn from the shop, which is burnt and given to you by using this coal itself. They give you they use these kinds of materials to provide you a good and tasty food. Yeah, let's move on and learn more about it one by one. Now, can you see this image? Yeah. See this image and observe and tell which source of light is shown here and which energy resources is used here. Right. This is a lantern. Now, which I am speaking about, I'll just point it out. This one. The color is not visible. This one. Okay. This image, which I have taken now, just observe and tell which source of light is shown here. Right. This is a lantern. And what is used here? Kerosene is used here as an energy resources. Now tell me, from where did this energy resource come from? What do you think? From where do we get kerosene? Okay, I'll say. Mineral oil is obtained from beneath the ocean floor, and we obtain kerosene that is extracted from this mineral oil. Now I would say mineral oil is not only obtained from ocean floor but also from the land surface. From both these areas we obtain mineral oil, and through its extraction we get kerosene. Clear? Now see another image. This one. Okay. Now see the second one. Wait, what can you see here? Yes, it's right. We can see fuel is filled in the vehicle. Good. Now from where this energy resource is brought to the pump? Right. Here mineral oil in the pump will be brought from the oil wells dug from the ocean floor or the land surface. Very good. Now let us come to the third picture. Check this. Normally, which we had seen in our native places, we often go here in the winters. We get outside in the shops and all, spinning wheel and all. Let's find it out. Now, in this picture, what is helping the girl to spin the wheel to rotate and her father in winnowing the grain? Yes, wind is helping her to spin wheel to rotate, and her father in winnowing. So spin wheel is rotating and father's winnowing work is done with the help of the resource wind. Now here which energy resource is used for like heating, oil, lighting the lamp and CNG gas for running rickshaw? See, all three are working over here. 1, 2 and 3. So all three are being used, are using which kind of energy resource? Here the energy resource used is LPG gas for heating the oil, lighting the lamp and CNG gas for running a rickshaw. Now what are the different purposes which man can make use of sunlight? See the last one. This one is speaking about the sunlight. Yeah, man can use sunlight for cooking food, lighting the lamp, heating the water, running the vehicles, etc. Now we understood about how these resources are used. Now just tell among these resources or these images which one requires more money. Yes, except for wind and sunlight, everything else requires money. The extraction of kerosene and all, so we need money to buy it. We need LPG, like fuel, we need money to buy the fuel. Like for all these things we need money, but except the picture shown over here, wait, I'll show you the color of it. Except this one and this one, rest everything. Except this image and this image, rest everything you needs money. Understood? Clear? Yeah. So we'll move to the next part now and understand the concepts more better so that we will understand what is actually energy resource and how can be it used wisely. Let's learn about the classification of energy resources. Now, energy resources are actually mainly of two types, that is kinetic and potential, but it can be classified into many ways more as conventional to non-conventional, biotic, abiotic, renewable, non-renewable, substance-based, process-based. So some of the examples like wind is converted to pinwheel or winnowing, solar energy is used for cooking food, hydel power for power generation, atomic energy for power generation. So likewise we have different sources which can be classified in many ways and get it done, and hence we are able to use the energy resources. Yeah, some of the examples I've shown over here: cooking on an earthen stove, blacksmith at work, oil rig, biogas plant, plant for generation of the earth from waste, atomic power generation plant. Now, whichever images I showed you before, these all are substance-based energy resources. Okay, children? Now let's learn more about substance-based energy resources through the images. These resources that is shown in the image are exhaustible resources. Okay. Now suppose once a substance is that, what does it mean actually? If we use a substance once or if we consume the substance once, it cannot be reused. Exhaustible means once it is used, once we use it completely, we cannot reuse it. Okay, it's done. The resource is completed. Again, a new one in the form should be extracted or brought or produced. Only then we can use it. Okay, so it is an exhaustible. Substances based energy resources examples whichever I have shown you here. If you want once again, just see cooking on an earthen stove, blacksmith at work, all these, if once it is used we cannot reuse. It exists in finite quantity and their replenishment takes to hundreds of years. They are combustible and cause pollution while generating energy. Except for the atomic one, rest all are from the remains of plants and animals. And even they are biotic. Now, except atomic power generation plants, rest all are biotic and are obtained from the remains of plants and animals as said by me. They are hence called as conventional energy resources. I said you just before, from the images, except atomic power generation plants, rest all are biotic and are obtained from the remains of plants and animals. Hence, they are called as conventional energy resources. Now, it is cheaper as well. They can be generated using two methods, that is thermal and atomic. Now we have some examples to understand it better. Like wood, coal, mineral oil, natural gas, waste matter, atoms, all are examples of substance-based energy resources. Once we use them, we cannot reuse them. Once wood is used, we cannot use the same wood again. We have to take up another set of wood. Once coal is used, we cannot reuse it again. We have to dig up different like coal from different areas to again use it. So likewise, these are called as substances based energy resources. We will be learning substance based energy resources in detail in our second next lecture. This is just an introduction about substance based energy resources. We will take up each and every substance based energy resources and learn it in detail in our next lecture. Let's move to the second type, that is process based energy resources. Now, when I speak about process-based energy resources, I have certain examples with images like hydropower, wind energy, solar cooker, geothermal power generation center, energy from oceanic water, etc. Now, these resources are non-conventional and abiotic energy resources. The natural processes are inexhaustible, that is, they are easily, abundantly, continuously available in nature. They can be reused so many times. They use minimum amount of pollution and can be called as clean and pollution free resources as well. Now hence children, they are known as renewable energy resources. Okay. Even they are environmental friendly. If I speak about all these resources, they are environment friendly. Directly from the nature, we can use it, again reuse it. So there is nothing that is harming the nature over here. For example, like I said before, solar, wind, water, tides, heat, etc. from the earth's surface, etc. are all a part of process-based energy resources. The power generation can be done using thermal and kinetic over here. In previous it was thermal and atomic, here it is thermal and kinetic. Now we have certain images over here. Let's learn one by one. In this picture we can see that different energy resources are used for cooking, right? All are cooking one or the other thing in one or the other way. Now in the first image, what is the resource used? Check over here. What is the resource that is used over here? Yes, here wood is used as a resource. Now the second image, what is used as a resource for roasting the corn? Yes, here in the second image, roasting is done on a coal burner. Hence, coal is used as a resource. What about the third image? You must have seen this almost most times. Yes, here cooking is done on a kerosene stove. So, kerosene is a resource that is used. So, in all these three that I've shown you now, natural gas is used. So, what is the other option to use except natural gas? What can we use as an like alternative over here? Yes, we can use solar cooker, solar energy as an alternative. Now come to the fourth one. Here. Here the person is baking something, right? So here which energy resource is used? Here there is a use of oven for baking. Hence, this works on electricity, right? We have microwave oven which works on electricity itself. There is no use of gas or anything. Now in the last one, see the chef. What is he doing? Which energy resource is using? So here gas stove is used for cooking. Natural gas is used as an energy resources. We can also use appliances working on electricity here like induction cooker etc. as an alternative. Right? So likewise we have learned in just short about energy resources and the two types of energy resources mainly, that is being classified into various more types like conventional, non-conventional, renewable, non-renewable and all, and some description about both in connection with these classification and images with many examples we have done till now. So till now, if you all have any doubts, please ask me. I'll be there for you for solving your doubts in the comment section and all. In the next lecture, I'll be describing about these two types of resource like substance-based energy resource and process-based energy resource in detail, and the importance of energy resources will be taught to you in the very next lecture coming soon. So till then, have a nice day. Tada, bye bye. See you soon. Have a nice day.